Hello, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Lulu Freistad. I am the co-founder and executive director of Smart Elections, and I am here to welcome you to some information about the Wisconsin election that's coming up on April 1st. We are training election protection workers so that we can gather data and information about the election and try to ensure that the results are accurate and to raise people's confidence in the results. And if you would like to be part of that, then we welcome you. It's actually much simpler than you would think. We've done election protection for the last 5 years in our home state. I live in New York, but in Wisconsin, anybody can observe the election. And it's pretty simple in terms of the requirements. And I'll talk to you about that now. A lot of people train observers, but they don't necessarily tell them what to look for. And we actually have a whole protocol that we train people in. We especially look to see if the number of voters who have voted matches the number of ballots that had been counted or scanned by the tabulator. And so what we're going to be doing is training people about how to find that information in Wisconsin. So in Wisconsin, you're not allowed to just walk around the poll site. There will be a limited space where you can stay. It's supposed to be 3 to 8 feet from where the voters sign in, but you will be able to periodically request a list of the voters who voted. And then hopefully at the end of the night, you'll also be able to request a poll tape, although we're trying to get confirmation of that. There's less information about that in the statutes. And in addition to that, if you wanted to go to another location and observe absentee ballots being counted, you would be able to do that. We're really interested in fairness, and we work with people across the political spectrum. So we want to make sure that all eligible voters are able to vote and that no one votes who isn't eligible. And those are things that observers can check. So those are some of the things that we'll train you how to do. We're only looking for people who are actually on the ground in Wisconsin. This has the information. It actually has the times there. So this is the YouTube information session that I'm giving you right now. You can watch this again if you want. This will remain up at this link. And then on the 30th at 4 o'clock Central Daily Time, we will have a Zoom training session. And then we'll also have one on March 31st at 6 p.m. Central Daily Time. And you will need to sign up in order to get the Zoom link. And so if you go to our website, smartelections.us, you can get the link there. It's right on the homepage where it says sign up, and it'll take you to the Google form and you can sign up. If for some reason you don't have a Gmail address and can't use a Google form, it's no problem. Just send us an email at contact@smartelections.us and we will make sure that you're able to get the Zoom link. So either fill out the Google form or send us an email at contact@smartelections.us and just put Wisconsin elections in the subject line, and we'll be able to send you the Zoom link there. So we hope that you do participate. If you live in Wisconsin, it's a really important election. There are a lot of issues on the ballot. This is an election for the Supreme Court of Wisconsin, and the balance of power on the court is at stake. And the Supreme Court in Wisconsin will be ruling most likely on redistricting. So it could even determine the balance of power or help determine the balance of power in Congress, because that is such a tight balance right now. The Supreme Court will also be likely weighing in on issues like abortion, the right to collective bargaining for unions, as well as whether or not voters can use drop boxes. And then there is a separate referendum on the ballot about voter ID, whether or not Wisconsin will adopt voter ID. So these are all really important questions, and that's why we are looking for people to do election protection. We've been incredibly busy. We've been working on 2 different lawsuits. We have a lawsuit moving forward in Rockland County, New York, that is asking for a full hand recount of the 2024 Senate and presidential elections, and the judge has said that she may give us the recount there. It's on the table. So we have hired a really good attorney, and we're pursuing that lawsuit. And then we have another lawsuit moving forward that we'll have a hearing in April about a primary election where we were concerned the results were inaccurate. And then in addition to that, we are continuing to research and investigate what happened in the 2024 election and other elections, even going back to 2020, actually. And we've been putting together a lot of really fascinating data, much of which is going to be available very soon. If you haven't seen the data that we put forward so far, you can check that out at smartelections.us. And if you want to look at the analysis that we've done so far, it's It's under 2024 election in the drop-down menu, and you'll particularly look at drop-off. That's one of our main analysis. And then you can also go to our Substack. And again, if you're on the homepage at smartelections.us, there's a link directly to the Substack. And a lot of the information about the research that we're doing is there, and we'll be putting more up shortly. So thank you so much. We hope that you will be participating, and if you're not in Wisconsin, we hope that you will be spreading the word to any friends or family that you have who are there. And do go to the website, smartelections.us, and sign up to participate. The training sessions, again, are going to be on Sunday and Monday. So that's Sunday, March 30th at 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and Monday, March 31st at 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And thanks so much for all that you do. Oh, and I always have to mention one more thing. I have to mention that you can donate. It's incredibly important to raise money, not just for the election protection, but also for the lawsuits, also for the research that we're doing, and to support our organization as we go forward and grow. We are actually developing a network of election protection team members all over the country, and it requires really a massive amount of organizing, and it requires fundraising, and the lawsuits are tremendously expensive. The lawyers are expensive, and we've already put down a deposit of tens of thousands of dollars just for our first hearing for the recount in Rockland County. So if by any chance you could make a donation, we do ask that you donate for it. You can go to our website at smartelections.us, and you just click on donate. If you wanted to go right this moment and make a donation because you're just feeling inspired and you know that you want to do something, now would be a great time to please make a donation. And it is tax deductible, and you'll feel good. You'll feel happy that you're doing something and that you're supporting good work, protecting our elections. And Rachel, thank you so much. Really appreciate that heart you got in the comments. So hopefully for people who live in Wisconsin, we'll see you Sunday and Monday. And for those of you outside of Wisconsin, please do everything you can. Spread the word, donate, stay tuned, read the Substack, keep doing what you're doing. And our elections will get better as we all work together. Thanks so much.